to Chai Chat with Lavina. Heathrow, third runway. Yes or no? That is the debate that we are going to have here today. And like the sizzler is going to be a sizzling debate. I can promise you that, because this is one issue that has divided friends and united enemies. All the Labour candidates, all the Labour, Conservative, all the 5 candidates of the mayor, for the mayor in London are united on this issue, and all of them are opposing it.
Kalpesh Patel. I'm an IT consultant.
My name is Councillor Bhagwanji Chauhan.
This is Manjunath Karma, accountant and owner of the bank.
Taramaki Conservative Party member.
Kavinder Hair Group.
Virendra Sharma, Labour Member of Parliament.
Within the political party, within the Tory party that's leading the country, there is a massive division, and we have that division on this table as well. And you'll see that, what I'm saying, you'll see the proof of the pudding and the sizzler right on this table. So quickly giving you a very quick background. 17 billion expansion of third runway, supposedly to add 147 billion to the economy in 60 years, 70,000 jobs opposed. As opposed to that, getting rid of 783 homes almost, and much more on environment, noise pollution and everything else, which will come on this table, which has fantastic food from Tabla restaurant, which has new management. The presentation is their key, and they have some new kebabs and some new vegetable things which you won't have, but we will. But you can have a lot of sizzling conversation here. Thank you very much to everybody who's joining us. Now, should I start from Virendra ji? Thank you very much, sir. What is your position and why?
For the last over 20 years, as a former councillor in Ealing, we always opposed the third runway on the grounds of pollution, which is noise and air pollution, destruction of local communities, demolition of hundreds of thousands, all that, combination of all that, we always opposed to it. But one thing I must say, after the Davis Commission report, which there's a lot of recommendations in that report. If the government and the board is giving the commitment beforehand to implement those recommendations, I think there will be some people who may change their mind.
And you could be one of them?
I could be one of them. I'm not saying. It's always in democracy, you are, if there's a good, logical, reasonable argument put forward, you do share.
But on this table, we actually have got some business people as well. And this is where I think I'm going to go to you, Kamalji. Your MP here saying no, but you, I know, want to say yes.
Okay.
Tell me your reason.
The reason why I think we need to expand Heathrow is, one, it's one of the busiest airports in the world. 2, obviously, all the jobs, as Uncle was saying, that they will be bringing up, which will not be artificial. There will be actual real jobs, and as you mentioned before, they'll be making a good sum of money, which is 150 billion pounds worth of contribution towards towards the community in one sense.
The creation of, and some of the jobs, of course, for Indraji will be not permanent. Construction only lasts so long, okay? But there will be the creation of permanent jobs to the tune of, well, they think by 2050, 179,000. And I want to look outside of Feltham and Heston a moment and the surrounding boroughs of Heathrow. And let's take it outside of the southeast of England. Let's go to Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, the north of England and the Midlands. Well, there will be, over a 20-year period, an 83.6 billion increase in the economy. Are talking about financially incentivizing the airlines to put further noise insulation on the aircraft to renew their fleets. So the older aircraft that make the noise, your 747s, they will not be allowed to land. Well, they will be allowed to
So
land.
there are a lot of technicalities involved
There are,
there, and
but what you
yes,
can do-
a lot of.
What you can do as Heathrow is you can make it really expensive. Because at the moment there's no option. You've got to land at Heathrow. If you want to come into London, you've got to land at Heathrow. Gatwick's miles away. It's rubbish. So if you want a good connection in the UK, it's Heathrow. So Heathrow's in a really lucky position. They could charge these airlines an absolute fortune unless they renew the fleet, reduce the emission, and reduce the
The
noise.
whole question is that is the system willing to invest that?
And
There's a talk. And what we are saying is bring that talk into reality.
yeah, and also the whole question is there of incentivizing, getting the carbon emission low. If the carbon emission low, then the noise will go up. And all of that issues are there, but there is no commitment. That's one question. I want to come to this side, of course, and because we have two people who have been directly affected by Heathrow, and I want that point to be thrown in.
I had a shop for about 23 years in Hamilton.
Yes.
And it was for and against. I said my against because what my colleagues said, nothing of the political. We are talking as the government how to implement those policies with the demand of say, exchanging the Heathrow to the highest because a lot of them from the world, Heathrow is number one. The question at that time was noise level, which you can see still is going on. And I would rather say furthermore things, they say and they talk, but there is never ever I have seen that they give a report in writing in the principles in the sum of to say that, yes, we agree with that. The talk is going to last 23 years.
Oh, so the point
but there is no
again-
commitment.
So what Virendraji said,
Yes.
that there is a plan,
Yes.
there is a promise,
Yes.
but there is no
Action.
plan to promise
Yes.
action or commitment.
At that time we had a Heathrow Airport group which were against the airport. And what the reason was, we are demanding actually the policies which has to be part of it, which they never gave information. Example, if you look at the schools, which are 7 schools, Heathrow Airport, hotels, but where they are going to go, where they are going to be put with the compensation of that, where the schools go, children. If the forefathers of them got the properties there, the properties prices is not there, but they say where they are going to move. They have been there for 30 years, and they didn't give the answer. The commitments,
Right.
which you think might have changed, I agree, it's not fine. Okay, we bring the jobs, that's fine. The jobs, what are the people living there? Are they going to get a permanent jobs there? Which are living in harmony? They have to move.
70,000 permanent jobs and 170,000.
Yeah, but there might be a job which their generations now they are 30, now they are 40 years old. So they won't be able to find the jobs once the scheme starts working. So what are the government or the policies, strategy on those people which are
Right.
being affected by moving
So
out
again,
of the
your
harbors?
point is that as such, we are not opposed to it,
Yes.
but we need to know people living like us in that area, having shops in that
Yeah.
area that need to be removed. We need to know what's happening with us.
We never get the support from the local government when we were there 23 years. Because once they say there is a third runway going, lot of companies manufacturing, they move from there.
Yeah,
Lot of people want to sell the house, they cannot sell the house. They have to struggle.
yeah.
And there is no help coming from the government, local government.
Okay, now let's come to you. आप मुझे बताइए अपना किस्सा.
Right. I think we're not informed totally. I understand where you're coming from, but even if you try to sell, anybody wants to move out for the last 10 years, yeah? Nobody can sell the house. Now, even if you look on the Zoopla and all this,
And it is, sorry to interrupt, but it is that area which will be sort of demolished.
Demolished, yeah.
Okay,
How
so
much
he
of-
comes from the area that will be demolished as a
Demolished.
result of the third runway, and he's living there. You're living there
either,
now. Go
there's
on.
2 options, A or B. Either way, we go both ways.
Yeah.
Right? Now, say example, we want to sell and move out because you're not sure, right? Your governments keep saying that yes and no, you know, or yes.
What is the commitment that you're looking for, which will make you agree to this?
Look, I can vote for almost 70% of people in Hindustan, right? They will move out. As long as they know what they're getting, compensation, what is what. Yeah.
And what is for particularly you? What is the compensation that you were looking at?
Look, I'm just want to buy a house nearby, wherever, like, in West Drayton, similar to what I am in, not far from it, within 2 miles of airport. Yeah.
If they were to engage with you,
Yeah.
you will engage in a conversation,
I
and
certainly
when you say, you'll say 70% of the people of 783 would houses in that area. Brilliant. Karma, who is giving us all this lovely food and is the new management of Tabla, which is in Hounslow. You have your business in West London, and that's why we have got people here on the table who are affected either way. You tell me, how does your business get affected, and what is your view on it? Considering you have business here and you live here as well.
See, considering the third runway for the country, I would say yes. To have a third runway is not a bad idea. In terms of economic development, in terms of business development, because now this country is already facing with a lot of business issues. There is no more money coming in. So I would say, as his house is in stake, I would say, like, if he try to sell, or if he make a negotiation with the runway, whoever is taking, then he has to sacrifice. That means somebody has to sacrifice here.
One thing is important. Sorry to interrupt you. His house on the market, nobody will buy.
No.
It's
And nobody
only
can
the
buy.
Heathrow. They will buy.
Yeah, because they
They're
are
going to demolish it out
yeah.
for that. They need to negotiate, which is at the moment they are just saying verbally.
And we have to come back to the same debate, but what we want to focus on is, what is it that one could do, and what is the option anyway available to us? Okay. Is there Gatwick? Is there Stansted? Because we do need to increase the economic viability of London, and that can only happen if there is more flights coming in this country, because we are not able to do that as of now. So please stay with us, because Heathrow third runway, yes or no, has moved on to yet another conversation of what if that's not, and what do we need to do. So please stay with sizzling conversation that's going on Heathrow runway, yes or no, on Chai Chat.